Hi, friends, it's Laura. How are you today? All right, look, I'm going to be upfront with you and let you know that I don't really have a good video topic for today. I've been trying to post 3 videos a week and be super consistent. And so far, I've been doing really well. But this week, my idea for a video for today flopped massively. I wanted to try and do a styling video for you, which I think will be super fun. But here's the problem is that I don't have enough space, like physically have enough space to put between me and the camera so that you can actually see a full body shot of what I'm doing. And I don't know enough about editing to like edit in clips of me with a full body shot of something that I'm wearing. So we're going to shelve that for now. I am going to do some styling videos. I think they're going to be super fun. But what I decided to do today instead is maybe less interesting and also more weird, but we're going to give it a shot. So I'm going to take my hair down while I just talk about random stuff. So I always set my hair in pin curls. So it's a style that was like used in like the 40s, 50s. I don't do it for that reason. And if you've seen my videos before, I don't have a super like 50s or 40s look to my hair, but I started doing it to eliminate heat styling. And then I just really liked it. And I figured out that I could go way longer in between hair washings when I'm using this type of style. My own natural hair is very fine and it's thin and it's not straight. It's got like a wave to it, but it just doesn't look good, especially if I don't do something to style it. So I don't have a lot of volume to my hair, and doing all these pin curls gives me tons of volume and makes it super easy to style. Like I don't have to wash my hair frequently. I wash my hair like once every 2 weeks. I probably should do it like once a week, but I don't. I do it like every 2 weeks. And you've probably seen some videos where it's like, girl, you need to wash your hair. I know. Okay. But because I'm not washing it, I'm also not blow drying it. I'm not curling it. I'm like just in and out of the shower. It's amazing. It's the most wonderful thing I've discovered in my adult life so far, I think. Anyway, so you can see I've got all these little guys here, right? So they're all these little curls. I when my hair is wet, I use like a setting lotion and I just brush it all straight and I wrap it around my finger and then stick it in here with a bobby pin. So we're going to go ahead and start taking these out. I always start from the back, um, and you're not going to see the first couple, but that's okay. And while I'm doing this, let's talk about some reselling stuff, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what to talk about. I do know this. So let's see. Poshmark, I think we talked about Poshmark reversing their position on transferring fees to buyers. And there's some like whispers in the wind that the same thing might be happening on Mercari. I don't pay too much attention to Mercari because I don't use it. So, but it's an interesting sort of reversal in my opinion. Apparently, it's not really working to transfer the fees to the buyers. No fucking shit. And so they're backtracking on that. Not a surprise. I've been looking at all of my platforms. See, look at how. So this is how they come out, right? As I take the little curls out, a lot of times I leave my curls unbrushed because here's the thing. I like the way they look. Like they're shiny and they're bouncy and they're cute. You see by the end of this, I'm going to look a little goofy because it's going to be a little bit, oh, this one's like knotted up and it doesn't want to, a little knot here. Generally speaking, they're not too bad. And when they start getting a little knotted, I know that it's time for me to trim my ends. And I did just trim my ends somewhat recently. I got to brush this one a little bit to get this out. I don't know if you guys can hear that. It's kind of a nice sound. Doesn't really hurt. I'm just being like careful. So there we go. All right. The curls look really cute. They look like springy and shiny and adorable, but also I look a little bit like Bozo the Clown when I'm done. So okay. Sometimes I brush them out entirely. So right now it's like, that could be dry. I hope these are dry enough. It's a little bit later in the evening. It's like 5 p.m. And so it's sometimes I just leave them in. Like I put the pin curls in yesterday and slept on it overnight. And I sleep with a bandana on over everything for a while I was just sleeping with it, nothing over it, and I think it dried faster. So with the bandana, it's taking longer to dry, but I also feel like it protects all the little curls and stuff better. So, but because I did it later in the day yesterday, it wasn't dry today, and like so sometimes I'll just leave it in a second night just because I don't feel like dealing with it. But I needed a video, and so here you go. This is for you. Anyway, so I'll probably leave them unbrushed tonight and then brush them out tomorrow. We'll see what happens. Anyway, pricing. I was talking about pricing. So all these platforms and sort of transferring fees over to buyers and now like backing up on that. Right now, the only one I have that has the fees being paid by buyers is Depop. And most of my items are not like that. Like I never went through and when Depop implemented that, any listings that you had existing, they didn't change. So I still pay fees for all of my older listings. Anything that is a newly listed item, the buyers pay the fees on. I never changed my pricing structure. Um, like I didn't lower prices because buyers are now paying fees. I didn't take down and relist all my old items so that I could get like no fees. It's just it's a lot of work, and when I'm doing all that kind of stuff, I'd rather put my efforts elsewhere. Look at all this ridiculousness. I also need to like re-dye. Sometimes when I do my hair, like I'll throw some more color in, but I didn't do that this time. So this is going to get weird and faded over the next couple weeks. You'll see. Anyway, let's see. This is such a terrible video. I'm so sorry. You're getting it. I'm publishing it, but I recognize. I just want y'all to know that I am aware of how bad this is. Let's see. So Depop. I haven't changed anything up with that because I list through Vendu, and I have very different pricing strategies for all of my platforms, but I implemented those strategies in some cases a few years ago, and maybe they need to change. I don't know. I haven't altered any of them. As you know, I sell on 4 platforms, but so I sell on Whatnot, but my Whatnot strategy is very separated from the strategy of my other platforms. Why do I keep doing this today? I'm not unwinding my curls very properly, and they're getting knotted. Normally, I would sit in front of a big mirror and do this, but I'm sitting in front of a tiny iPhone screen. All right, let's see. So my Whatnot strategy is basically like I try to price my items around $15 each. My cost per item on Whatnot is on average like $4 to $5, something like that. So, and it's just like I get the stuff in one day, out the next day is kind of how that goes. I don't do a whole lot of work for my Whatnot listings. But when it comes to my Etsy, my eBay, and my Depop, those obviously involve a lot more work. And my pricing strategy on those has been for a long time Etsy, I do free shipping. And for a very long time, Etsy was just kind of like whatever my asking price was the price that I was getting. And it included free shipping. My eBay, I set the price and I did not have free shipping, but I did have best offer so people could make offers. And eBay is a very offer heavy platform. And then also I've been doing free returns on there for a very long time. And I get very few returns. When I do get returns though, I tend to get them in threes, which is really annoying. And so far I've recently had 2 returns on eBay, both of which the buyers basically use like defective item type of reasoning. So I had to pay the shipping. I had to refund their original shipping as well. Whether or not the items were defective. The 2 things I sold, one was an old body lotion, like a 2000s Bath and Body Works. If you don't know anything about beauty products, like old beauty products can get a lot of money. I don't generally engage in it because I don't know anything about them, and they're too tedious for me. Look at this. Here we go. But they can be a lot of money. And so I had a friend who was cleaning out her attic, and she had these old Bath and Body Works lotion and a body spray that she had gotten it as a gift at some point and never used. So I was like, oh, let me look it up. And they were selling for a stupid amount of money. So I listed the set for, I think, $79. And the person who purchased it said that it didn't smell the same as what she remembered, so she returned it. But because she, she said, "Oh, I don't know if it's gone off or if it was like filled with something else." I'm like, "I didn't fill it with anything else. Relax." I'm not committing fraud for $79, Becky. Sorry if your name is Becky. I didn't know what name to use. Anyway, so I ended up relisting it. I'm going to see what happens. If it ends up getting a second return, I'll just like eat it, I guess. But I got it back. They both smelled nice. They smelled similar enough to me. I don't know. I don't know what it originally smelled like, but they didn't smell off. Anyway, the second thing that got returned was this bathrobe, and the collar was like folded weird, and it was like a thick quilted bathrobe, and the buyer couldn't figure out how to like fix the collar. I didn't really think much about it. It was just like a weird folded collar. I was like, okay, whatever. But she returned it because she said she couldn't fix it. So I got it back today, and her reason again was defective. So I steamed it, and it's fixed now. And then I relisted it. I could fight with people over that kind of crap, but I'm not going to. Like I don't get very many returns. So I did have to refund all their original shipping, which means I lost original shipping and return shipping were both covered by me. But this happens very infrequently to me, thankfully. So long-winded version of telling you that on eBay I do best offer and they pay shipping. Oh my God, did I get them all out already? I did. That was so fast. Look how cute this is. I'm going to show you the back. Okay. It's not exciting. Just the back. I don't know what it looks like. So you can see it's like super tight. I call this my Bozo the Clown Day. And you can see it's like this weird, right? I got all the parts. Yeah. So, for tonight, I'm literally just going to leave. Actually, you know what? Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll brush it out for you because I've done videos where you've seen this kind of hair before. Usually if I'm just going to kind of leave it as is, this actually came out pretty good up top here. Sometimes it's like sitting weird, I don't know, try and do that. A lot of times what I'll do is I'll just put a barrette there and then it's not too bad. Looks okay. But you know what? We're going to try and brush this out. So let's see. Now this gets a little nuts. So I have to clip pieces of it up because it does, and it's going to look really poofy. Oh yeah. Well, yeah. All right. I have to remember to screenshot this because I have to send a picture of it to my friend. You don't care about that. That's just me talking to myself. Okay. Let's see. So I got to separate some of this out because it's very dense to brush all this out. So pop some of this up here. The nice part is that these curls are like pretty resilient, they don't really, I mean, they fall out over like the course of several days. All right, let's see. Oh, that's not working. I'm going to tangle this up a little bit. This could like be a separate hairstyle if I knew how to do it right, which I don't. Okay, so now I've got just this little back bit here and I'm going to start combing it out. We're going to see how it goes. It's going to look very silly, but that's okay. It loses its little shine, but it's all right. The person that I learned this from is a YouTuber. She does ASMR stuff, but she also has like a very vintage look to her. And she brushes hers out and does like an actual like 1940s glam hairstyle look. I like the curlier look a little bit. Not this this is like nutty pants, but see? Cool. Oops, I'm so sorry. I don't know if I can fix that somewhere. It's going to bump a lot. Try not to do that. So there's a knot here now. Anyway, so she brushes hers out a lot. I don't really do that. I kind of give it like a little bit of a brush through. And then when I go to sleep tonight, I have one of those like silk bonnet things. I wear that like half the time. I usually wear the silk bonnet. It's supposed to protect your hair from friction and stuff and rubbing against your pillow, but it also protects curlier hairstyles. All right, let's see. And if I just leave my hair in this super curly look and put the bonnet on, it's not quite right. Then it's a little messed up. So I try to either like put it up in a scrunchie on top of my head, like super loose, just get it, you know, a little bit higher up and then put that bonnet on, or I end up putting it in sort of a very loose bun. Like I take all the curls and I kind of swirl them getting in the same direction and put it in a bun on top of my head. That works decently. Um, Ultimately, I like my hair better when the curl has relaxed and it's longer and it's like got just great waves to it. For some reason, I have not been able to just do looser curls in the beginning and still achieve that look. I don't know why. So I have to put it in these stupid tight curls. They're cute, but they're like not really the look I'm going for. And then just like wait till like day 3 for me to really start enjoying my hair. There's a real sweet spot of like day 3 and 4. Do I ever do anything purposefully like use day 3 or 4 to take all my Etsy photos? No. Mm-mm. You guys get to see it sometimes if it just happens to fall properly on those days. But no, most of the time I don't. Anyway, I was talking about pricing stuff, wasn't I? So, yeah, so Etsy, I do free shipping. And it used to be that the price was just, most people just paid the price. I never really got too many requests for lower prices. Like every now and then somebody would send me a message and say, hey, would you consider taking this lower amount? And sometimes I would, not always. Um, but then Etsy started instituting an option for buyers to make offers to sellers. And I opted in for the beta on that program. And I think it's in full swing now. Like I think it's available to all buyers. And I I don't get too many of those, but what I do get a lot of, Etsy also gives you the option to send out off not send out offers, but you set it up so that Etsy sends these things out where if somebody has favorited your item or if they've put it in the cart but then never checked out, Etsy will send them an offer that you determine and just sort of randomly send it out. I don't think they send them out to everyone. I don't know what determines when they send them out, but I find that a real probably the majority of my Etsy sales are purchased using one of those coupons. So let's see if we can do this a little closer up for you. And on that, I do a 20% off option. And 20% is kind of what I sort of build my pricing around, with the expectation that I will come down somewhere between 20 to 25% on my item cost. Now that I've been doing a lot more cross posting, look at that. That's not terrible. That looks pretty nice. This is going to get a little weirder looking. You can see it already tightens up. Oh, that one I don't think I got. Sorry. There we go. Here's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that you enjoyed watching me do my hair in this video and were able to ignore the fact that the content of this video makes no fucking sense whatsoever. Anyway, let's see. So it's all done, right? Cute. I like it. Pricing. Okay, Etsy. Yeah, so now that I cross post, I use Vendu, which I think I've talked about here before. So when I'm building a listing in Vendu, you're putting in your basic listing information, title, description, the item weight, the cost, all that kind of stuff. And then you go in and you add all the additional details for eBay, for Depop, for Etsy, for Poshmark, Mercari, whatever platforms you're selling on. So I just pick one price, and then it's the same across all 3 platforms for me. Etsy and Depop, I do free shipping. Currently, Depop does not charge any fees, but Depop, I also will get like way lower offers when people send offers on Depop. Also, though, people very rarely pay when you accept their offers on Depop. I don't understand that. Etsy, I don't get too many offers, but people do use the 20% off coupon a lot, and that does have free shipping included. And then on eBay, I don't have free shipping. I get a lot more offers on eBay, and I do have free returns, but almost nobody ever returns anything on there. So those are kind of my 3 platforms. I don't adjust the pricing. I do at this point keep it in mind when I get an eBay offer. I do try to be more aware of the fact that like if I were getting this same offer on Etsy or Depop and I had to pay the shipping, would I be accepting this offer? Or would this come out to about the same once I paid the shipping? You know, I try to take that into account. I have started thinking that maybe I should rethink my pricing structure. I don't know that it's benefiting me to have free shipping on Depop because you can't see the shipping fees on Depop until it's already in cart. And I think that most sellers charge shipping on Depop. So I feel like people are sending me offers, not realizing that the shipping is free. Although I don't know why they're not more incentivized to then make the purchase when they're like, hey, there's no additional shipping. But I don't know. My Depop sales are so few anyway that that doesn't really matter. And it's been so long since I tried doing free shipping on eBay. I did do it years ago, but for me, I think at the time I was only selling on eBay and Etsy. So on eBay, I had best offer, and I think I was doing free shipping on Etsy at that point. And it was just too much. I would sometimes like accept offers on eBay and forget like how much money I was losing because of like the free shipping and the offer and everything. It was easier for me to just do charge shipping on eBay and do best offer, no offers on Etsy, but free shipping. It was kind of the same. Now everything is like sort of a jumbled mess. And thankfully, I'm just a lot more aware and automatically familiar with like kind of what the fees are and the shipping and everything everywhere. But I feel like I maybe need to rethink some of this. But at this point, like when I started using Vendoo, I imported everything with the intent to cross post everything that I have on all three of my platforms to all three of my platforms where possible. I can't put non vintage stuff on Etsy, but I don't have that much non vintage stuff at this point. I haven't finished doing all that cross posting stuff. It's very tedious. I'm already at the point where Vendoo is yelling at me saying, hey, these are stale listings. You should like delist them and relist them as new listings. I'm like, I haven't even finished doing the cross posting yet. Um, and I actually need to start going through and reconciling some of my inventory again. It's been a long time since I did that. I know there's a lot of stuff I want to get rid of. That reminds me, let me show you guys something. This is like, I don't like this at all, but oh, now I'm dropping all sorts of things. When I do my inventory, and when I say do my inventory, I mean stuff that's listed on my platforms that is now just waiting to be purchased. I store them all in totes, and each tote holds approximately 30 items, right? And they're all black totes. Now, the reason that they're all black totes is just a long story. It's just what I got at a time when I got them. And like, if I could go back and do it now, would I get clear totes that maybe I could see through? Probably. But these are super strong and it's what I have. So 30 items per tote approximately. And because I can't see through them, I can't see what really like how much room is in anything. So I made all these little numbered things. The other reason I made the numbered things is because like I know sometimes if I'm looking for a pink slip, right? It's going to be in box number, whatever. I do numeric box A, but there might be 3 different pink slips in box A and I don't know which pink slip it is. And by the time I've gone and found it, I'm like, wait a minute, was it the one with the blue bow or the so I just made them all numbers. So I just know, all right, it's A3 is the thing that sold. So I get all these little cards and then when the item has sold, I have the little card and I know when I go to put away inventory again, I'm like, oh, I have room in box A, whatever. These are all the little cards that I currently have where there's room in my totes, but I haven't gotten things listed to be able to put them in there. This is crazy to me because there was a point in time where I had no room in any of my totes and I had a backlog of stuff that I was waiting to get into inventory. And now I have like all this space in my open inventory and I haven't gotten stuff listed and put away to get in there. It's very weird. So not that this is like, this is just a visual representation to me of like, okay, you have a lot of listing that you need to be doing, which I always know that I have a lot of listing to do anyway, but I'd like to like kind of use this as sort of motivation or a guide for me. Way at the beginning of COVID, when everybody was first locked down, I think I had like 600 items in my Etsy shop. I wasn't cross posting inventory or anything. And I don't remember what I had in eBay or Depop, but I just remember that I had like 600 items available in my Etsy shop. And then at some point, I got down below 500 and I was just so demoralized because I really felt like I just wasn't doing enough work. And I just remembered how far ahead I had been at one point and how far behind I fell. And now my Etsy shop is at 755 listings. Yay, which is, I don't know, is that good or bad? Like it's good because there's a lot of available inventory for somebody to want. And I feel like when you have a nice, healthy sized shop, it's good for the algorithm. Obviously, if it's all sitting there and stale for years, maybe not so good, but vintage is its own beast anyway. But so it's great because I have all those items, but do I have all those items because they just aren't selling and I keep putting them in there? Maybe. Whatnot's definitely changed up my work habits as well. So I still, make a lot of sales that don't ever get anywhere near my inventory boxes because they're in and out, in a week or two. But I definitely want to focus a lot more on getting listings up and published for Etsy and all that stuff. When I bring items in from Whatnot right now, I bring in, my goal is like 30 items per week. It's not always 30. Sometimes it's less, sometimes it's more, but about that. And what I want to start doing is like whatever I haven't sold through Whatnot for like the new listings that week is to get that up and out on eBay, Etsy, whatever. So if I bring in 30 items, I sell 17. I want to make sure that I get those 13 listed again before my next Whatnot show. Hasn't really been working out that way, but I'm trying. Although right now I'm focused on all the nylons, so those are fun. Anyway, just trying to like come up with little strategies to get myself to list things. Apparently, the other sort of marker that I use is my Vendu plan because I have the plan that gives me like 125 listings per month. I don't come anywhere near it. The month that I went on vacation, I used two. I listed 2 items in a month. It was awful. I mean, I was still doing Whatnot shows, but like my non-Whatnot stuff, 2 items. So then the following month, I think I did 50. And I know some of you are listening to this and being like, bitch, you only listed 50 items in 30 days. Yes. Okay. That like my week, Wednesdays and Thursdays every week are just Whatnot. That's it. That is all I do on Wednesdays and Thursdays. And then there's usually at least one day a week where I just crash out. And so then that leaves the other days, right? And is it insufficient? Yes, I feel like it's insufficient, but it is what it is. Okay. So I'm working on it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear if you're listing 700 items a month. Just, I am happy for you. That is not who I am as a person. Apparently, I'm working on it. Okay. So out of my 125 Vendu listings, I think last month I did 50, which was great. I am around 40 right now. And I think I have like 2 days before I get to the end of the month. I do want to make sure that I use all at least 50. I want to do at least what I did last month. Do I want to use 125 every month? Yes. Okay. I'm not there. So between my Vendu listings and these guys, but see, here's the thing. Like yesterday, I put 3 more items away in inventory. They literally sold almost immediately. So I got the numbers back in my little stack again. So, you know, it's good, but I feel like I've rambled just too long, too long. I took the hair down. This is a video that will get posted. I'm so sorry. Literally all that this video has accomplished is that I posted a video today. So at least I got that done. Being consistent with my YouTube. I promise I will have something better for you next week. I don't know what it's going to be yet, but it will be better than this. So if you made it through this, God bless you. I don't know what you're doing with your life, but thanks so much for watching this. I will see you again soon, probably if you ever come back.